Happy Friday, everybody. Josh here with On the Wrong Lead. Another episode of You've Got to Be Sha Tinning Me live version. I'm joined as always by Mr. Matt Carlson. Matt, how are you doing, my friend?
Doing all right. We had a pretty good Wednesday, or whatever day that was. I guess Wednesday morning, technically, or Tuesday night, whatever you want to call it, for the midweek Sha Tin card. So hit the early pick 3 there. You know, it's good. It was positive. Made up for last Sunday, which was abysmal. So we're doing okay. We're treading water. We're getting a little bit of form here. So
hey, like I said, dude, it took us a while to hit our stride. Last year. So, we got there eventually, but we'll hopefully. I mean, last time we did this live thing, I think we each hit a bet.
we did.
We
did.
we were doing we were positive for the show, and then I think I proceeded to miss every other race that I had capped for that night. But
we knew when to gracefully bow out. That's the positive angle of this. Yeah.
Well, at one point you were just like this, and like you were kind of like, and I was like, all right, he's out. I think he might be asleep with his eyes open. So
I took a nap this time, so hopefully that goes a little bit better. But I also, just posted my picks like 20 minutes before first post, which is probably not great for the visibility of them, but maybe that's good.
Fine. Yeah, just a little bit more housekeeping stuff. Last night we did our weekend stream that we do on Thursday nights every week, and I gave out. I had 2 A's in the late one of the late turf races at Keeneland. I believe it was the Jessamine, the 12 Time to Dream, and the 11 Imagination the Lady. And Time to Dream was obviously even money in that race. So I bet Imagination the Lady at 10-1 in there as my other A, and that horse got home. I got one of my B's underneath, and I sat on a pretty nice day today. So let's see if we can keep this rolling here into the Sha Tin. Okay, I'll clap myself. I'll see
yeah, you gotta play this up. Come on.
Obviously, before we get into talking about handicapping, I know I see the numbers trending up, so I'm sure people are going to want to get to the real nuts and bolts. But I've been thinking, like, I don't know. I want to go back and like start cutting out like these parts where like on the rare times we're actually right and like play them. But I don't know. I feel like this is a little patting ourselves on the back and touting a little too much. So I'm going back and forth on how I feel about that. Luckily for me, I've always said 99% of the time I play what I put out. There's been a grand total of, I mean, I could probably count on 2 hands the amount of times I haven't played something. And honestly, this show, it's happened probably about 2 or 3 times. It's only happened once where I hit. And the reason it happened is because I've got tipsy and fell asleep at like 9 p.m. and forgot to put my bets in. So that's really the only danger with Sha Tin. But I see you got a nice little beer here. I got a little Oktoberfest. My wife and I are going to Oktoberfest tomorrow at one of our local breweries, so that's going to be fun. But what's going to be even more fun is handicapping some of these races. So, let's take a look straight right here in race 1. We're about 23 minutes to post or so. I see Michael is in here already saying evening, guys. And Brendan's saying 9 p.m. No.
It's early for some folks here.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean, after a couple of beers, man.
West Coasters get it a little bit easier than me. It's 12:30 where I am. So.
Yeah, right. Because of course we're Central and East Coast, so it's super late for us here. But
really crazy doing this, yeah. But
yeah. HK Ultra in the chat. So we got all the regulars in here ready to go. And race 1 here, 1650 meters. We got the bottom of the barrel, got class 5 dirt racing. I mean, this has just got everything that you could possibly want. I feel like this is my penance for calling Keeneland the Oak Lawn of the Midwest today. Which, I mean, I don't know, man. I think it kind of is. Like, you get like the level of racing from like their bottom level, like like dirt racing to like their top level turf racing. Like it is probably as wide as a gap as you can get. And I think Oaklawn runs into that with their Archie breds to the the Arkansas Derby. But
I wasn't entirely sure where you were trying to go with the analogy, but I was gonna say you shouldn't disparage Oakland like that. But that's
yeah, I don't
neither
want
here nor there.
yeah, I don't want our boy HK Ultra to get upset. I've yet to go to Oaklawn. I think it's on my
Same,
short list. It's on
same.
my short list to go. I think a couple of years ago I was going to try and go with Kayla, but it didn't work out. But anyways, before I get myself in trouble with any of the track police here, we got 13 runners in this race, and I'm looking. Let's take a look at the tote board here. I got like 9 million windows open, so this is like super tough here. Looks like the 7 Viva Chaleur is your current favorite. Sitting over here at 3.2. Um, and then you kind of pick your price. You're going like 5.3, 6.6, 7.3. So you're getting kind of middle prices here, I think, on some of the other ones. I see Brittany Wong at 27 to 1 on the dirt, which I mean it doesn't take much for me to bet a Brittany Wong horse on the dirt. But I don't know. I don't think I don't think she's as good at 1600 at the 2 turn mile as she is on the sprints, but I'm sure you can back that up with some kind of data shortly. But I know she generally does pretty well on the dirt. Um, I kind of was like going back. I kind of landed on the 3 Yoda's Choice in here, um, and Yoda's Choice currently sitting at as I think your second choice. So I don't know. Maybe this horse takes some late money in this spot, but yeah, I just thought like you kind of look at this horse's form. You look at I got the HKJ CPPs up, right, and you see the last 5 races, and this looks like a horse that's just kind of lost, right? But if you look back at this horse's 3 tries at the distance on the dirt at this track, I mean, they're some of the better races that this horse has run. So I do think when you kind of look through this race, you don't see a lot of dirt form in here. I mean, the 2 Spangled Fortunes got a win on the dirt, gets Zach Purton aboard. But we've talked about Zach not necessarily being the greatest dirt jock, or at least not to the value you're going to get, right? I mean, he wins his fair share, but he gets severely overbet. Um, but then you kind of go back down and you just don't see any other real dirt form in this spot. So I'm curious where you kind of landed here.
Yeah, not anywhere all that confident. I mean, I like the 7, but the price on him, yeah, who knows? I mean, it's probably your deserving favorite in here. The one shot I guess I'll take this race is on the 6. The
Verbeer?
6 is Verbeer. Yeah. The only reason for that, and it probably fell off your PPs that you're looking at, there's a race last December before a layoff where, it was kind of under the same conditions. And that race actually maps pretty well on like my figures. It's probably the top quote unquote figure in this race from my data. So I don't know. That's something, right? Like, I don't know how that's going to carry in. Horse kind of looks like it's been running really well. Obviously, that was, a bit further down and it's way back. So who knows? But in a race where I really didn't find anything, I thought, okay, that was kind of a place to go. Otherwise, I thought he's probably the pace in here too. And I don't think there's a ton of pace signed on in this race, right? So he's got the bug jock up, right? I mean, you're getting 5 pounds on Alice Wong. I guess you'd expect Brittany to maybe try and go because that's what she normally does on dirt. And, now pulling that up, right? You probably kept Yoda's Choice for the same reason, but I don't know. I just thought the 6, I thought Verbeer probably had just as much of a shot to get the lead in here. It's not like Yoda's Choice is going to be lone on the lead for me. So given those things, I mean, at the price, what are you getting right now?
Verbeer is 16 to 1
16
right
to
now.
1. I mean, that to me is worth a pretty decent shot. So I'm not saying that he's going to win this race, but I'm saying the price is probably right given those kind of factors. So it's class 5, right? You don't expect too much to be passing, not in class 5 here.
I do think it's funny. As soon as I pull up the speed map, Andrew Moriarty asks, "Where does it tell you which HK horses are E8s?" So someone who watches our other our other content. But yeah, what's kind of funny is I actually didn't even look at the speed map before I kind of made my pick on here on the three Yoda's choice. And like I said, I'm not sticking my neck out here. This is the horse's second choice. I wouldn't be surprised if this horse ends up your favorite or close to your favorite. But I just think that he's got some dirt, some dirt form out there. Now, what's kind of crazy is Spangled Fortune has got at least on Speed Pro has got some back races that kind of fit in here. The seven as well, but I don't know. I just thought that I mean the two's gotten two runs here. I mean, you think the plan was, hey, let's put this horse on turf twice so that way we can, get an easier condition here to get a win. Like maybe I don't really know what. Um,
Yeah, on the two. I mean, I don't know if people are betting Zach or if they like Zach or what. I don't know. Like man for man, I started running trainer stats on this stuff, which again I think in Hong Kong is not that great because there's only so much you can do with like equipment and stuff like that. But I guess the number that stood out there, man for man, is 1 for 42 going turf to dirt. So he's not a trainer that tries to like position him back into class five for a dirt race. I mean,
mhm.
again, maybe he'll be 2 for 43 after this, but to me, it's just scream one like, okay, that's not really the move that he'd be trying to make, um, maybe. So, but look, I mean, you mentioned before you were like, oh, Zach's not great on dirt. Zach's not great on 1200 dirt, 1650 dirt. He's like lights out. So,
Mm. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the previous races they look pretty good, but I think one of those was a wet race, if I remember correctly.
yeah,
And
the
I
last
think
the last one was wet slow.
that wasn't the race. That's the standout. The 1-5 back, it looks like, was the kind of standout figure. But the seven, like I said, has got some speed pro numbers at least that kind of look good in here. But I mean, these are all pretty bad horses. I mean, like I said, we're at the bottom of the barrel here a little bit. Um, I mean, like if you like I think like if I were gonna take a shot here outside, I mean maybe the 13, Mr. Aladdin, I thought was a little interesting. He's got a couple of races at least on turf that look okay, and they're all going much longer. This is the first time this horse is um, trying dirt for the first time. And like, granted, this is the low weight in this spot, right? And I mean, this is basically like the worst horse, the worst horse on the card. All the low weight in the class five race. But this is actually a horse that at the end of last year, found a decent race. Finishing second, and then came back fresh and finished third in that race. So, um, maybe there's something here. Um, you're getting 19 to 1 on Mr. Aladdin. I'm not super familiar with the sire, Satono Aladdin, but at least like trying to think, like, you see a lot of like more than readies and stuff like that here, right? Which we know in the U.S., right, can kind of run on both pretty successfully, but not super familiar with the 13's Mr. Aladdin's breeding, if that's there's any kind of dirt influence there. But I'm gonna go with the three, Yoda's Choice, my top pick. Maybe I'll use the 13 underneath in the a Quinella, maybe have a little bit there. But um, Michael mentioning hard to play class five runners going long, breaking from an outside barrier. Yeah, and that was actually kind of the thing with the two as well, right? The two, like, is also breaking from the 13 post, right? So I'm just not a huge fan taking such a short price on that. Brendan saying the 13 not far back in terms of length margins, good form. Yeah, it's kind of what I saw there on the 13. I thought, maybe you kind of squint and look. Um, Although the horse hasn't tried dirt yet, maybe this is a horse that wakes up on dirt, and it's a horse that's at least been kind of picking up some checks, right? 26 starts, you got 3 seconds, 3/3, 5/4, right? So not like the horse has just been absolutely nowhere in these starts. So um, I thought he was interesting at a price here. So
Yeah, I don't think I'm playing this too big. I think I'm just playing a 6-7 Cornella, kind of small, and then probably the six each way, like maybe $10 win show, and we'll see. I don't really like second race either, so I'm not gonna play a double or anything into it. But those are the only two horses that I'm like, yeah, I really kind of want to bet them.
yeah, the second race is another. I mean, I think the second race is just another Class 5 race, which I mean, I don't know. Um, Class 5 race going 1,400 meters. I mean, like pick
It's pick your poison, right?
pick your
Like it's
poison.
like
I mean, like honestly, man, like I might just bet the five because he's on the rail and just hope for the best. Like he was 91-1 last time out. Like I don't know. Like
we
this is
bet him
just
last live stream too. That was a horse I didn't want to bet last live stream, but yeah, he's
oh
he's he's a live stream celebrity at this point, right?
there you
But,
go. Yeah, let's actually. I guess we still got what 11 minutes to post here. At least that's what I'm seeing. So
yep.
let's take a look at race two. Let's look. I got to pull the speed map up of here. Maybe we do got a little bit of. Oh, look at that. The five right there on the front. Um,
He needs like a 400-meter race, unfortunately. But
let's see. We got any? We got anything that sticks out here? Not really. I mean, the three looks like a standout, but not not terribly. Oh, it's a Lexi Bedell. Oh, and it's because he won last out. Was that the last live stream? Was that was he in that same race?
yeah, he
Yeah.
was in that race one. He went off like that was that horse we were talking about because we were like, oh, I think he was running back on like a week's rest, and we are like, oh, why is he 90-1 when he's got such great speed? And I'm like,
Mm,
I don't know. He's the same thing now. He's like 35-1 in a race devoid of speed down in class 5. And it's like, okay, I see that price. So
and you're like, well, here we go again.
yeah, I know. That's because he's 9 and probably not going to make more than 400 meters worth of the
Honestly, I
race.
would
But
really like the two in this race at like anything but the like outside four posts. I just think the two from the 14 post, I think is gonna have just too much to do. Um, but I think that he would make a lot of sense. But granted, like once again, like you see Zach in Class 5. I mean, people are just going to be like, "Yeah, bet that horse." So you probably won't even get a price on that. But I don't know. Maybe the outside post scares people. Um, what do we got on current odds on that one? Yeah, I mean he's 6-5 currently, or 6.5 rather. Um, so you're getting a little bit. The three is definitely going to get bet a little bit. The one is currently favored by a lot. Um, so it'll be interesting to see. Man, 37-1 on Colonel on the rail too.
it's tempting, right? But you're like, I brought this up last time he ran. Like, he's got a lot of things that look appealing. Why is he that price? Like, the market's not that stupid. So,
All right. You know what? But for you, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna use him in a double here. So we're gonna fire. Uh, hmm. Do I use the two as well? Let's see what else we got here. Was there anything that you liked in the second race or not really?
I I thought my top play was the 6. You know, look, he's getting a horrible draw again. What else is new with this horse? Like, he's been kind of stuck outside the draw lottery for a bit. I do like, I guess, when Ricky U rolls him back in a week. I think there's not a lot of pace in here. I do think potentially Bowman can just send him. Let me pull up a stat. He had some decent numbers when he was going. Let me pull up how Ricky U runs back at a week. But it was some number that was like appealing enough where I was like, okay, I think I can actually play that.
Mm.
He was. Give me a second. I do pull it. This is what I get for not preparing in advance.
That's fine. The
Ricky
nap was
was
more
like
important.
4 for 33 with a 370 ROI running back within 8 days. So I'm like, okay, it's third up, here. Like I said, I think he can probably send. I don't know if Bowman's going to take back or if he's going to just full on go.
Mm.
Some of the races fit. I was like, all right, to me, that's worth a shot. Otherwise, I don't know. The 9 Kaying Power looked okay. I think that's probably going to be your favorite. I will give the quick shout out to AM Wager. If you place a $20 win bet on AM Wager, you get $10 back. If John Size wins a race tonight, you get an extra 20 back. So maybe use that 9. It's the weirdest promo I've seen anyone put out, but I'm like, okay, shout out AM
Does
Wager
John
for.
Size got someone on the inside at
I
aim
have
wager and we don't
I have
know? Like what?
absolutely no idea why John Size is involved in an AM Wager promo, but I was like, well, that's kind of cool. So hey, if you're looking to put 20 bucks on a horse, maybe this is the John Size runner you want. Because I don't know who else wins that race, but yeah,
Oh
like a.
baby, our people have shown up. Chino saying, "Who's drinking?"
Cheers to that.
And cheers to that. So, I might have underestimated because I brought obviously in Oktoberfest, like a pint. It's actually one of my. This is one of my favorite ones. This is from a local place called Pollyanna, and it's called Frufhauf, and it's just good. And like honestly, like I could probably drink Oktoberfest all year. I honestly like have. There have been times where I thought of just getting a keg of Sam Adams Oktoberfest and just keeping it on tap for like months. But yeah, I like this. So like when Oktoberfest is over, like I'll get Negro Modelos to kind of feed that a little bit, with the Vienna Lager. And then I got a like metal like a tumbler here that's got like an ice pack underneath to keep this thing cold. Of another, it's from I think is it Rheingeist from Cincinnati? Is that the name of the brewery? Let's see. Our buddy Jeej got me on these guys when we had the pool party at Putty's. Yeah, Rheingeist. We had the pool party at Putty's. He brought a bunch of these. What was funny is he brought all this craft beer, right? And this dude was just drinking High Lifes the entire time. And he brought like a case of, and I'm like, what? Like, why did you bring all this beer if you're just gonna drink High Lifes? He's like, oh, I thought you guys would like them. And he's like, those. He brought like IPAs and stuff. He's like, those things will kill me. So, but
It's a baller move, though. Like, hey, I bought you just a gift. Why
yeah.
not?
Brendan B saying same here in Oktoberfest. Drink the Kaiser by Avery Brewing. And Brendan's also he's playing the 13, so he likes the 13 here. He's got the 13, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12 for a little exacta, and he's got it reversed as well. So he's got a little exacta key box here. Just trying to get this 13 somewhere. I like it. I like I said, I like the 13. Um, I wish I had conditional wagering on here on my ADW because I would love to set a conditional wager on this 3 at like 7-2, 4-1. He's currently 9-2. But I'm gonna play a little double here. I got the 3 and the 13 here. I'm gonna use the 5. Man, who else do I use in the next race? I mean, do I use the 2? The 1's the current favorite. Is it because he drew inside? Like, I mean,
I
Zach
don't
gets
know.
off. So I'd rather the 2 than the 1 next race. You know what? I'm just gonna use the 2. I'm gonna sound the where is it here? Oh, it's not here. Hold on. Gotta type it out.
this.
So we'll sound a little Zach Simp alert here. So we just got a little 313 2-5 double. We'll play a little Quinella with the 3 and the 13. We'll get win monies here on this 3.
Wait, I just realized there's a horse running next race that I've had in my continue to bet until it wins stable. So
Oh baby,
it's 13, Mr. Good Vibes. I
the
keep
old
touting that
pet
horse. Big ass numbers, and it's back. That horse runs weekly. It's just a money sink at this point for me. So
Yeah,
that horse runs a lot and does not win. So.
Michael's saying the 13 had lots of trouble last race. You know what? Well, this is not the probably the best of wagering here, but we'll have a little win show on the 13 as well. He's 21 to 1.
Yeah, 21 to 1. That's what's he at on the place line here? You get 6.3 on the place line. That's good wagering right there. You could take 6 to 1 for hit third. Come on.
5's taking a lot of money in the place line. 7's getting hammered. I'm getting my price on this 3, so I don't hate the bet on the 3 here. I got 5.8 here as they're loading in.
Tom Wood likes my 6. It's a good thing.
Paul likes my 3.
I don't know if we're allowed to acknowledge the those picks down there though, from on the wrong lead perspective.
Oh yeah,
standing in solidarity against the bottom line at this point.
Andrew Champagne, yeah.
See how they run. Your 13's acting up here.
Great. That's what I like to see.
It's class 5. They all act up.
He's just energetic.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh man. Good job by Luke on that one. Because oh wait, was that the 1 or the 3? That was 3. Okay, yeah, good job by Luke. Like that horse kind of looked like he wanted to bolt a little bit. Oh man, Brittany Wong.
Brittany Wong's gonna cook me. You do not want to be that wide into that turn. that's not a great strategy right there. I thought she was over that, but
you gotta just like respect the effort, right? Like she's got her brand, she knows what she's got to do. I mean, like even Kendrick doesn't go full send all the time anymore. Like, but Brittany, man, she's just like, fuck it.
Go 9 wide in the first turn, just flying.
I was just like, what is? I never can tell with these fractions. I see 27 points.
Yeah, I don't know. The 1650 screws it up. I think it's fast for class 5. I'm pretty sure the 7 is just sitting the trip, but that's force flying on the outside though. I don't know where that 4 came from, but
all right, get brave 3. Get brave.
Hanging on.
Open them up. Open them up.
The 7's hanging.
Open them up. Wire.
Yeah, you're there.
Yeah. Look, you just got to take what they give you, and they give you 6 to 1 in the first race. Like, you just got to take it. I honestly, I didn't give that 7 a look at all. I'm shocked that horse went off favored. Because I had that 7 nowhere. I just had that 7 nowhere. And I mean, I don't know if it's because the inside draw getting the 2 pounds, like they thought that was enough, but I mean, the 3 floated up. I think I got 7.0.
Yeah, you get 6 to 1 on it.
Yeah. And I think I forget how loose my inhibitions were. Yep, I had $20 to win on that one. So that's a nice start to the day on or to the night I guess. We get a little 6-1 there,
Call to
and
you.
what's up?
It's a good call to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got a little live doubled in the next race now. So um, well, I know we talked a little bit about the next race, but I figure, hey, let's be efficient, right? And if you guys are new to our stream, normally we record Friday nights. We record Friday night for Saturday, and we do the late pick three. So why don't we try and get through some of these late pick three races while we got some time, because we already handicapped a 1650 race. Why don't we go to race 8 here and take a look at this late pick three, um, class 2 racing. So I mean they're getting all the dirt in while they can, and yeah, I landed on 2 horses in this race. I landed on the 7 Talents Ambition. Lyle Hewson stays aboard here. Won on this horse last time out. Gets drawn well once again. It is kind of a closer, a closing type. So I don't know. After what I kind of just saw, I'm kind of curious whether we're gonna get just an absolute just speed factory out there. Although, I mean, Brittany Wong did she did kind of do the moonwalk there at the end of the race, but I mean that horse was a million to one. Um, but I did like the 12 Mojave Desert jumping up in class as well. Um, this is a horse that just has been in great form. I mean, going back the last 5 races, right? And came into this season here with a third and then comes with a win, gets immediately moved up. And what I like about this horse is unlike the 7, I think the 12 has got some tactical speed. And I think that the horse is going to get more involved early, right? So I kind of think that the 7 and 12. I mean, I just looking through this race, like once again, there's just not a ton of dirt form in here, and this is kind of high. This is high-ish class racing. I mean, this is class 2, so I mean, I'm looking for horses that have run well on the dirt, and I think the 7 and the 12 are just your 2 best dirt horses in this race. Where did you kind of land, Matt?
Yeah, I thought similar, but I went a different direction for a couple of reasons. I thought the 7 mapped pretty well on dirt. My concern with him is just kind of off the long layoff how he's going to run. And I think I've tried to work out. Okay, there's certain trainers that run really well off the layoff. There's certain trainers who just seem like they want him to have a race, and I think Mark Newnham's probably one that wants him to have a race. He's also got a lot of horses in this field. Like I think you picked a couple of them. I picked another one in here. Like he's got at least 3 running, which is kind of weird to see a trainer running that many. So I tried to fade Talent's Ambition. I think just on that and the price. 2 A's I went to. I went to the 5 Telecom Fighters. Again, I think it just trying to see some horses with pretty consistent dirt form in here. I thought the 5 maybe had some dirt form. I do also think, just kind of trainer move wise, it looks like one that does want to hey, get a turf race in and then put them towards the surface that they're really targeting. So I do think Telecom Fighters prefers dirt. Hey, look, I'm pretty excited now that I saw one race where a horse is drawn on the rail and has speed, right? Hopefully that is a trend for how the all weather is going to play tonight. Because if that happens, then we're cashing
I'm
buckets here.
sorry, I'm
But
laughing because they have the replay going, and I just see Brittany like in the middle of the track, just like, descend, and I'm just like, what in the world, man?
of all the rides she could have given her, that was certainly one of them. But yeah, so it's glad to see her back to her old ways after a couple weeks. So, but yeah, so I thought Telecom Fighters had a pretty good chance in here. I also did like the 11 Sing Dragon. Same sort of reason. I thought just Mark Newnham does do pretty well running these back pretty quick, and same sort of thing, right? I think kind of looked like one that was pointing and said, okay, let's get a race under his belt. Obviously, kind of lost the draw lottery in that turf race. One that maybe wanted to get back to dirt. So we'll see. I think those are the 2 horses that kind of stood out to me from that. I did like the 12. I will play the 12 as a B in here, but I think my A's, I'll go 5-11. use the 12 as a B, and then I'm going to toss that 7, just thinking he probably needs a race coming into this field.
All right. Let's move on to race 9, the Tung Lung Chow handicap. Um, Class 3 racing, 1,200 meters. Where did you land here?
My top pick was going to be the 7 and lucky 8. Look, I mean, I think horse ran really well last out. I think gets 5 pounds from that effort. I think looked like one that was building up again, kind of something where you're looking to say, okay, what does this horse really want to do? Did he really want that 1,000-meter race, or is it something that he was just kind of looking to build some fitness, get a race under his belt, and then get back to that 1,200? So you get the bug jock up, you get 5 pound allowance, you're getting 5 pounds from last race with that allowance. I think you're getting ideally drawn here, and a horse that has done pretty well at the track and distance, right? You're getting what 3 for 11 lifetime with 2 times hitting the board otherwise out of that. So what 5 for 11 lifetime hitting the board at 1,200. I think this is what this horse wants to do, and so I think that'll be my A in here. I think other than that, I went a couple different directions for B's. I thought, hey, maybe the boombox can run. He was kind of that hot, like hype horse for a little bit last year, rattled off 3 straight in class 4 and then kind of hit a wall in class 3. We'll see. I do think that horse has some ability, and so it's not ideal to see Zach hopping off that horse. But for a horse that at least at the start of his career had a fair amount of hype off of a layoff, you don't really know how it's going to come back. So I thought I'd give it another chance. I did like Zach in here. I like Bulb General. I think I'll use them as a B. That's probably not great to be using Zach as a B, but I don't know. Again, that's probably too defensive, but I do think he could win in here. I don't know what price you get. Probably not great odds. I wasn't capping off the market in this one, but yeah, TBD. And then I tossed in the 6 Lopan Spirit. I do think it's a horse that, again, just I think I wanted to play this horse a couple back. I think this is one of the races that got rained out a couple weeks ago where he was up. I just thought that run was something where he couldn't show what he wanted to do, right? It was kind of one of those runs where he was stranded 3-4 wide the whole way around. And, maybe this horse has something left in the tank. Again, is Richard Kingscote inspiring confidence on this horse? No. But I felt like at the price, I could just toss this in as a B and kind of use it. So, 7 will kind of be my main play, but a few more underneath. Just one of those where I'm like, okay, I don't really have a ton of conviction in here. So 2, 3, 6 as a B's, just, in case they connect. Defensive B, defensive Zach. You get all the alarms in there.
No, that's just me. That's
for
me.
you. Oh,
I got
okay.
I got a single A in this race. I'm singled in this race. I'm gonna just go with the 3.
It's probably the better option, to be honest with you.
I mean, this is just the type of horse, right? We talk about, like, some of these horses are just they come in here, they get shipped to Hong Kong, and they're just better than everybody or better than the horse they're racing against. And I think that this horse is going to be odds on, and I'm just going to I'm going to single. I'm going to move on. And if I'm wrong, like, I take my lumps, but I think that this horse just looks much the best. And maybe if this was the closing leg, right? We get the Conti payout. Maybe I'm doing something a little bit different. HK Ultra's got 3 to 5 on Bulb General. So yeah.
I hate betting 3 to 5s, but yeah, that's probably right.
Yeah. 3 to 5 is I forget. I always forget the EBD rule. Is it 3 to 5s always win or 3 to 5s never win, and 2 to 5s always win? I can never remember which one it is, but yeah. I'm just gonna single it. Like, honestly, like, there wasn't really anything that just kind of like stuck out. Like, I was trying to make a case for a horse like the 5. Jumbo Treasure, maybe being able to kind of pull an upset out with a bit of speed, but I just figured if I liked Zach in the spot that the price he's gonna be at, like, I just can't use anybody else. So I used him, and I'm just gonna move on. And then we go to race 10 here, the Nam Longshan handicap, 1800 meters. Um, and I looked at this race and I landed on the high weights. I got the two Cambridge as my top pick in this race. Um, this is just you kind of look at this race, and 1800 meters, just not a rate, not a distance that they run a ton of. So sometimes it's a little hard to find um, horses that have run this distance quite a bit. I mean, the 10 Money Catcher, the 11 SJ Tourbillon, they both run it a bunch. Um, but like outside of them, there's just not a ton of form. Um, and yeah, I just thought like the three Joyous Spring. Um, he's got 4 starts at this track at this distance. He's got 7 starts at the distance. He's got 4 wins. Like, I mean, this is just a horse that seems to love the 1800 meters. So I just think that Joyous Spring, it just makes a ton of sense in here. I don't think you're going to get some huge price. And I thought the two Cambridge is a horse that is coming in or ended the season with a ton of form. Those speed figures look good. I'm a little concerned. What's going to happen with the the layoff, right? Horse has only been first up once, and he finished off the board in that spot. Hugh Bowman shows up here. I like Hugh Bowman. I think he's a very very good jockey. And yeah, I like Cambridge in this spot. And then I have the one Bravehearts as kind of my lone B. Um, this horse doesn't have as much form at this distance as the others, but this is a horse that's at least got a run at the distance while or a run this season. Is second up, has had success second up before. And so I think that maybe he'll be able to kind of take advantage of maybe some of these horses not being in full form yet. And I mean, he's picking up 15 pounds, which is a lot, especially going 1800 meters. So that's kind of why I have him as a B. He gets an okay draw here. 1800 meters at Sha Tin is a 1 turn race. So um, yeah, I just kind of landed on the 2 and 3 as A's. The 1 is a B. Curious where you landed.
I thought the 4 in here was really strong, to be honest with you. And, you can probably get the Zach Simple arm back since you have the button ready there. Just thank you. Look, I thought that race back on June 14th was kind of a key race, right? You look at it, that horse kind of had that Z pattern, quote unquote, going on where, started out like a length or two back at second call, faded back 3 or 4, towards kind of the final call, and then ended up rallying to finish second. And 3 horses came back to win out of that race, right? I mean, so that's a strong field. And, to see a horse run like that in a field that came back really strong, I think, and you get Zach up again, you get him drawn well in here. I just think he's probably the class in here, right? And so he'll be my lone A. I do think he's favored pretty heavily at this point. So, not surprising from that respect, but I do think he's a worthy favorite. I think he's worthy of a lone A. I use 3 other horses as just B's because, again, in that last kind of leg, I never want a single because I do want to try and catch, kind of that consolation payout. I probably went to the other horses that are second, third choices, and like the 8 Wrote a New Page and the 10 Money Catcher. They're okay. I mean, they've all run in strong races and, kind of performed pretty well. A horse like the 8 Wrote a New Page has 3 straight wins. So kind of moving up the class ladder. I don't know. It's one of those that I think might take too much money given, he's shown a lot of Happy Valley form and then is flipping over to Sha Tin, running 1800. I don't know if this is what this horse wants. It's kind of deep waters, so TBD on that, but just in case, kind of a B. Same with the 10. I mean, he ran in that same race as Zach did on the, June 14th and showed pretty well, was a little more forward and just kind of faded out towards the end, but was drawn pretty poorly that day. So figure maybe you can catch a price there. And just in the 9 aestheticism rate, I mean, one of those horses that's been running.
I knew it.
It's been running, he's been running 2 turns and he's running 2 turns consistently. Again, I have no idea if this horse wants 1800. He probably doesn't, right? But, second up for the season, has some form, is running back kind of quick. I think he's sitting at like 40-1 right now. So maybe, right? I mean, give me the horse that at least I don't know sucks. Pierre Ung sucks right now. He's over 46 this season. So, not great. You're getting the right price on that stat, but maybe, right? I do think he's worthy of just using kind of underneath as a B, but I think if I'm playing this late pick 3, I'll probably be pretty heavily levered. Like, legs 1 and 2 will be pretty flat. Leg 3, I'll play a pretty hefty bet to the 4 instead. So,
dude, I saw aestheticism, and I'm like, dude, this is a horse that you've bet before, and I know you're not gonna let this horse go off at some like 30-1 and not have it somewhere. I knew it. I just knew it.
The thing about betting 30-1s is you can bet them 30 times until you're not profitable. So I do that, right? Like, and I just keep convincing myself, it's fine. So,
Keith, HK Ultra, he likes the 1 quite a bit in race 10. So, yeah, like I said, the 1 was just one that I thought he looked like he looked really interesting in the spot. I want to say, let me see if I pull up the old speed map here.
Yeah. My main concern with the 1 is Matthew Poon has been abysmal. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with him, but he hasn't won a race in, like, going back to last season, like April or May or something like that. Like, it's an insane run of poor jockeying, and he started out completely opposite, right? I think he won the local jockey's title having not won a race in the last 2 months, which is crazy. But yeah.
I think the race 2 and 3 back, Speed Pro really liked. And what's interesting is both of them, I think, kind of showed that he was making up a ton of ground late. So I don't know if that made it look a little bit better, but I just thought this is one, he's drawn pretty good in the spot. So, maybe he'd be able to do something a little different. Although, like I said, the races 2 and 3 back were both 2-turn races, right? So maybe this is a horse that wants 2 turns. But I at least thought the 1 was worth a shot here. The models can't make up their mind on the 4, off favorite, but other models hate this horse. And that's your horse there.
Yeah,
your model loves the horse.
I hate model in 1800. Like you said, I mean, they don't run enough of them. And also I feel like it's just tough to get things like draw statistics out of that. It's tough to get, it runs different. And hell if I know how to map that correctly just yet. But I tend to try and eyeball it because you'll see horses like even that 1, right? Like he had a couple of races specifically at 1800, those 1-turn races that didn't look good. And I was like, okay, between that and Poon, that's why I faded. But I did take a look at that horse pretty heavily otherwise because the other figs, the Happy Valley figs fit. It's just you get a lot of those horses that are like, okay, you go from 2-turn to a 1-turn race. It's a big difference, right? Even though the distance is the same. Like, I mean, you see it all the time in domestic racing too. I mean, there's a lot of track configurations where it's like, are they running a 2-turn mile or a 1-turn mile? And you kind of got to track that stuff separately because certain horses are just going to run a lot different. And especially those 1-turn miles in, US racing, like you get those tracks with just those insane biases where anything outside of like the 6 post with a short run up, you got to get stranded wide and, get horses Brittany Wong in around the first turn there, it's just different. Whereas 1800 here, right, draw really doesn't matter, things like that, right? You get such a long run up. It's incredibly fair. I don't know. It's hard to map out. I tend to not rely on my models for that as much. So
Fap Win, which is just an insane name to have. He likes a 13 in race 6. Fight Time, so the horse stepping up in class. It says that this horse maps to get a good run with cover, and I mean, you don't have to say much. I see Brittany Wong going to sprint distance. I mean, I don't really need much more else to bet a horse. But did you look at this horse at all?
In race 6, I had absolutely race 6. I was 113, so I did like the 13 in here. I wrote that as my worst opinion of the day, like the race where I have like the least opinion whatsoever. I
Mm,
think I, that's just it's a rough field. So if you have an opinion in there, go for it because I really don't.
yeah. All right, we're 7 minutes to post here in race two, so I wanted to make sure we got through our late pick three there, so that way, when all of us have more money than we know what to do with after these first couple of races, we bet live. We make sure we fire that late pick three before the beer gets us. And 6 minutes to post here, race two. I'm live in a double. I got the two. I got the five here. The five is sitting at 40 to 1. Are you really gonna let Colonel go off at 40 to 1 and not have a single cent behind him?
Yes.
Oh baby, I'm.
Look, again, I think it's one of those things where it's just like I think I talked about this last time where it's like we all know what this horse wants to do, right? There's no question how this horse models out. This horse is 9. He has an insane number of races historically for all the data in the world to suss out if this horse is going to do anything. And if the tote is saying that this horse is 40 to 1, this horse is probably 40 to 1. So I'm not going to say that's not a fair price. I can't, maybe he wins, but I think like 40 to 1 is probably what you'd expect on this horse. So that's
HK
just me.
Ultra. Yeah, Keith also likes a 13 in race 6. So
Maybe Brittany will scare people off after that first race. You get a better price. That was bad.
I mean,
I hate to keep coming back to it, but I've never seen that out of anyone but her. So she'll learn.
oh, I'm looking in Discord, and Fat Win hits the it's Britney bitch for race 6. So he's pinging the Hong Kong crew out there. He's putting the signal out on this 13 race 6. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think I might stand pat here. I don't know if I mean 4 to 1 seems fair. Oh my goodness. Nick Severs got a homecoming game. He refed a 3-hour high school football game. 8.5 miles of running. What a terrible night for me. That sounds awful.
Oh, welcome back. This is a real homecoming right here.
Dude, did I send you that meme I saw about
Probably.
um well yeah, because I like sometimes, dude, I'm just like bored at work and I'm just like posting everything I see on Twitter in Discord. Um but there was a one that was like beer league players at 10:30 at night, and it's like a guy like attacking someone with a hockey stick or something.
Yeah,
And I'm like, yeah, yeah. About
100%
right.
accurate. By the way.
That's why I don't know if I told you that's why I stopped playing. And I mean, I was probably in my mid 20s. I was probably 24, 20. I learned how to skate much later in life. I learned how to skate like when I was in college, right? So I was never a good skater. Like I just couldn't. Like the guys I would play with had been skating their entire life, right? I like to me like I had to think still when I transitioned from forward to back because like I just didn't know how to do it, like, and so like I had like it wasn't natural to me. And I played for 4 or 5 years, probably, maybe a little less, I don't know, but I played inline mostly. And just one time this guy like just dude like I'm 6'3". Everyone in the league knew I couldn't skate, like, and this guy is just like hacking me up like in front of the net, right? Because I mean I'm 6'3", like, and I can't skate, so what am I gonna do? I'm gonna try and screen the goalie, right? Like, because I mean there's nothing else, right? So like when I'm in front of the net, right, and guys are like shoving you, they're hacking at you, whatever, that's fine. Like that's I expect that, right? But like we're playing inline, so we're wearing those inline pants. I'm only wearing shin guards and a cup, right? Elbow pads and gloves, right? It's not like very little in protection, and guy's hacking me, and then like I finally start skating. Right, we lose the puck. I start skating. The guy just trips me behind the play. Then I'm like what the fuck's this guy's problem? Whatever. So then I go into the corner, and this guy takes a run at me. This guy's like 5'4", right? So like he comes in, he literally body checks me, and I'm like, what the fuck is this guy's problem? So finally, the puck goes back in the corner. He goes to get it. And I'm like, well, I mean, fair game, yeah, game is fair, right? And so I fucking hip check him in the fucking boards, just completely take him out. And then he's like crying to the ref. And so the ref, like I knew, like everyone knew the ref, right? And the ref he just goes, dude, you've literally been tripping him and hacking him the entire time. What did you think was going to happen? And he started talking about how he's going to see me in the parking lot afterwards and stuff. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I just don't need this aggression in my life. Like, there's no reason for this. Because I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything to the guy. The guy was just mad. Apparently, I was a foot taller than him. You know, like it's just like I don't know what to do.
Beer league hockey should have proof of employment, because if you have to go to work the next day, like you don't pull that shit. But there's a lot of people that don't have to go to work the next day, do not give a fuck, and will just like treat it like this is their passion in life, like they're gonna make the show at the age of 48. Like I don't know, it's getting tougher and tougher to keep showing up. Yeah, but on that note, they're loading. So
yeah, they are, and the tote closed before I could get a bet in on the 5 because I was raging about men's league. But
I got bets on the 6 and the 9. I think I got a cheap 6, 9, 13 play in here too, but this is pretty low confidence to me. My 6 is still way back there. My 13's back there too.
Oh, nice! There's a 3-way duel for the lead here, which is
good. Exactly, I needed because I needed to melt a lot, but. We'll see. Maybe my 9's sitting a trip.
Where is my 2? Is that him on the rail? Like 6? Yeah.
21-1. Oof.
Hey, but Colonel's not on the lead. Maybe he's going to have something at the end.
Maybe. This is the first time that horse has not been on the lead, though.
Or is he going to start looking around, making sure he doesn't back into anybody?
I think he's dropping anchor, probably.
Oh, yeah, he's dropping anchor. Oh, I don't think I see my 2. Is that my 2 in the?
This is going to be a big ass blanket fish. Your 2 is still hanging tough here.
Come on, 2. Oh no, he's doing the windmill. No.
I think he got bobbed. I think he got bobbed. Nasty.
He did the windmill too early. You look at Colonel hanging out for like 6th.
Anything to avoid retirement there.
Hey, you know what? Nick Severs saying, my bad, Josh. You know what, Nick Severs? You saved me money. Right? You saved me money. So shout out. Is that the 8?
Yeah.
36-1.
Yeah. Oh shit! I've bet that horse before too. That sucks. Oh. That's one of those horses that like you bet previously and like made a case for, and then that was a long time ago though. So
yep. Let's see if we get our money back there. I had a $4 double. We get Consi, so I only hit $16 in it, so we'll get a little bit back. Actually, we might get a decent amount back because of the long shot. Actually, do they have the off odds? Oh, but they don't take into account the consolation, right? No. We'll figure it out. We should get something else. Yeah,
that horse actually ran pretty well first up too. Like showed a pretty decent improvement going to Sha Tin and down in class 5. That was playable.
Tough game.
Yeah, I mean it's easy to cap after they cross the line, Everyone's great at handicapping after you watch the race.
That's what
So I
thoroughgraphs are
was
for.
like, yeah, exactly. There you go. Yeah, oh, one. Just make them up.
Yeah, Flowntown saying I used to ref for men's league on Sunday afternoons. Absolute worst. Missing football and couldn't even drink after. League full of try hard, no fun jabronis. So I still play competitive, semi-competitive. Well, I guess you call it competitive. I played B League, sometimes lower A League volleyball, and for the most part, everyone's pretty chill. Every once in a while, you get somebody who's just like really, really like. I mean, thinks that they're still in college, right? But for the most part, I play with people close to age and me, and everyone at this point is kind of mellowed out. Even the guys I used to play with like 10 years ago, who were the guys that would like yell at the refs, they've at this point mellowed out, right? So, but yeah, that was I didn't look at that eight whatsoever. You apparently had this horse is a owes me money horse, but
I got focused on the other owes me money horse in the
mhm.
13, who I think is still running, but we'll see. Maybe he'll get off the track in time for race 3. So
Well, race three, we're back to the dirt. Back on the all-weather track here, the Saikong Handicap. We got Class 4 racing, so we're a step up from where we've been to start tonight. And let's take a look at the early tote here. And looks like the 3 and the 5, Fighting Machine and Fashion Legend. Oh, Fighting Machine, that's a horse I've heard before. They're kind of vying for favoritism at about 4-1 here. Where'd you kind of land here?
I kind of went off the page here. I like the 4, Reliable Profit. I thought, kind of running off the layoff, maybe had a shot in here. And so I thought a pretty decent long shot play to me would be on that 4. Again, I'm not a huge fan of dirt racing, so I'm like, all right, go with something that, you know, who knows, right? Looking for any angle possible in here. And I mean, especially when you see a board like this, you see kind of a tepid favorite at what, 4-1. Like those are the races where they're basically like, yeah, we have no clue either. So Tote's not really telling you anything. So I used the 4 Reliable Profit, and the other horse I used was the 9
Site
Sight
Supreme.
Supreme. And the draw sucks, and Karis Teton kind of sucks on dirt too.
Really?
He's 0 for his last 21 with 7 seconds
Hmm.
on dirt. So, and he hasn't been running all that well overall, but I don't know. It's tough with the break. It's tough with the draw. But look, I mean, this horse has 1 win lifetime. It's on dirt. He's got 1 place lifetime. It's on dirt. So to me, horse is dirt horse, right? So TBD, right? John Size started off his traditional slow start, but I thought it was worth a chance in here. So I was just 4-9. I didn't use anybody else in here, but
Hmm.
probably at a race where you could argue at all. But I'll play it kind of each way, bet on the 4, I think, and then try to start a pick 3 here and maybe run back to double if that doesn't work. So
Yeah, I kind of gave a look at the 1 precision goal. I just didn't. I was trying to kind of figure out where the pace was, and granted, he won last time wire to wire, right at this distance. Obviously, it was in the wet, but this is a horse that has shown speed. We saw the first race, kind of go wire to wire. So I thought that I thought he was kind of like your main pace in here. My question is the 11 post. Like, is he going to be able to get over from that? And like we've seen it before, even if he does get over, like how hard of a time is he going to have, getting over from that? So that was kind of my question on that horse. I tried to make a case for maybe a horse like the 12 Celtic Times, but this is the first time I see him trying this distance at this track. So I don't know. I mean, he gets the rail. He's shown some speed on the turf going 1600. So I thought maybe having maybe the rail just um, kind of carries him. But And FYI, I think I exactly broke even on that race. That was a $600 double. The $600 double. The consolation paid $17 on my $16 bet.
That's a rough consolation payout. But
That's a
yeah,
very rough consolation payout. I think everyone must have had that one. Um, I mean, the one sitting at 5.1 right now. I think he makes a ton of sense here. Um, I mean, Zach's on the 5, but I mean, I'm guessing what he's probably, yeah, he's gonna kind of be fine for favoritism. I think here a little bit. The 3 Fighting Machines taking all the money early. Um, and this is just a horse that loves to run second. So I will let the 3 beat me, I think, in this spot. This is just a horse that doesn't like to win. So I'll kind of let him. I'll let him beat me here a little. At a short price. So I don't know. The two's kind of interesting. Charming Steed, but he's drawn out way out. So yeah, I think I'll probably stick with the 1. It's kind of my top pick in here. Lo and behold, I'm just gonna bet speed apparently all night. That doesn't sound like me.
seems like it's been working pretty well thus far. So I think at the Class 5 races, I mean, this is what happens. You watch the first 2 and you're like, oh man, speed's great. And you're just like, no, those are just shit horses that can't pass. That's why they're in Class 5. But
I'll be honest though, like granted, I said I'm not interested in the 2 at the 14 post. I am interested in the 2 at 30-1. I just saw that price and like I don't think this horse should be 30-1 in this field. Um, and it's the horse 4 back that won at this class. Um, and at like 10-1. Granted, right? You look at the next couple races, and Ellis Wong's he's lost 2 pounds again. He's down to a 5 pound allowance, and maybe you got some questions, because of the outside post, but we got a fast track here, or at least good, and the last 2, like obviously he was drawn on the 14 post again, but we had the wet slow the last 2 times. But even then, I mean, like those races didn't look all that bad. So yeah, I think the 2 at 30-1. I mean, like the 2 ran well in that race that Fashion Legend won a couple back, and Fashion Legend is going to be 9-2, 4-1 in this race.
yeah,
So
Zach at that price might be a play, to be honest with you. But I don't know. They
last
kind
time
of
this
get into
horse,
price, and he could be forward, right? I mean, that's the only other horse I can see that could probably get a lead in here. Might, but
Mark likes this 8. He's all
I
over
bet
the 8
Leslie so
last
many
night.
times. I'm never on the right side of that horse, so if I'm not betting it now, it's probably a good angle to be on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I mean, just like in these races, like I'm looking. Sight Supreme, is the horse that you kind of mentioned, right? He's got to win in a second and 3 tries at this track at this distance. Does get that kind of unfortunate draw here. You're getting 10-1 though. It's like we've said before, right? There's a right price for every horse in every field, right? In any race, right? You might look at a race and be like, this horse has got absolutely no shot, and someone's like, I'll give you 200-1, right? And then all of a sudden you're like, well, I think he probably wins this race 1 out of every 200 times. So, but yeah, no, I like this 2 at 30-1. I thought this horse would be a little bit shorter. I thought this horse would be like 15-1. I'm gonna fire something at this 2. I'll probably just do each way on this 2. I'll do a win, I think, on the 1 horse. Um, what do we start? Do we start an early pick 3 here?
Yeah. Yep. Race 3.
Oh, let's take a look at this early pick 3. Maybe there's something here in this early pick 3. See, let's take a look at race 4. 1,400 meters here. And where did you land here?
There's a couple horses that I actually really liked in here. I liked. Hold on, let me get back to the race here.
Yep.
The couple horses that I like the 5 Absolute Awakened. I thought, I thought kind of coming off the last efforts, that horse was obviously drawn really wide. Didn't get a great run at that, but kind of made up that ground. I thought the trials kind of coming into that looked good. Obviously draws all the way now into the 3 post, so I thought one that probably can run pretty well here and show something at the right price. I really like the 6 too. I thought the trial, if you look at that trial kind of coming in first up on the 6, kind of picked something up, right? And saw, something that maybe you hadn't seen before. Definitely watch that replay if you're watching the gallop out on that 6. Kind of weave through traffic, kind of did it pretty easy. Granted, it was at 1,000, but I think one that, kind of continued to run on afterward too. So probably one I think that coming in this season, I don't know. I mean, given it won that trial, maybe people are on it. I forget the price that you're getting, like what it kind of maps at. Yeah, you're getting like 7-1 right now. And then I thought Strathpepper would be a little bit over bet, but I do think that horse is still a use, right? I mean, just on figs alone and given the weight, that horse is, kind of moving forward. I think he's probably a decent play, especially kind of getting the rail. But I do think probably the 5 and the 6 are stronger plays to me in there at a decent price. They're not bombs by any means, but ones that kind of caught my eye to, potentially be in here. So I thought this was a race that I could probably key in on the 5 and the 6 to at least hit the board.
Okay. The 5 looks good. I'll agree with you there. I mean, obviously the horse is 99-1 last time out and finished 4th, right? And now you're not going to get anywhere near that price. But the 5 actually, Speed Pro figures really, really like that last race. Huge improvement from the first out. Right? You're seeing, you're going from the 14 post to the 3 post. I mean, you're still keeping Alexi Bedell, but he's been off to a pretty decent start. Well, he's winning around 15% right now. So I think he's off to a pretty nice start here. So I like your 5 in this spot. I don't know if it's just because it's easy to fall in love with these high weights because obviously they're the highest weight for a reason. But I thought the 1 looked good in this race. My kind of only concern is, that kind of outside post. It seems like he's run pretty well the last 3 times, but he's had pretty decent posts there. And you kind of look at the race 4 and 5 back where he was drawn more outside, and it looked like he had a little bit more trouble in those spots. But this is a horse that's got 4 wins at the track at the distance, right, in 18 starts. So this is a horse that likes this track. It has won at this class before. I guess it's just going to kind of be a question what price you're going to get on this one. Maybe I just kind of zig and I just kind of use the 5 and the 14 in here. Let's keep looking. Let's race 5. South Bay handicap. We're going to be going 1,200 meters. And you got a couple first time starters here. Oh, you know what? Actually, I was going to ask you about race 4. Because there was another horse that I looked at. Oh man, what horse was it? 1 second. Oh, I lost it. There was a horse that I thought looked interesting, but let me look at the PPs again. Sorry. Oh, the 8, Young Bravo. The 8 kind of piqued my interest a little bit in this race, but my question is, what happened? This is a horse that's been off for 7 months now, right? And his debut was fine, right? He was 65-1 in that race. It looks like he was not ridden out. Had Brendan Thompson aboard, Who cares? Gets Jimmy Orman, right, who's not off to a great start to this meet, but I would argue is a bit of a upgrade from Mr. Thompson. Gets a better draw here. I thought that this was a horse that you could probably map some improvement for, but and at least Speed Pro doesn't think that that Happy Valley race is all that bad, even though this horse finished ninth in that race. I don't know what your kind of figures show for that last Happy Valley race, but I thought this was a horse that you're going to see some improvement with. And if the Speed Pro figures are to be believed, if he improves off that race 7 months ago, he's kind of like right in it in this race, and I think you're going to get a price. But
I mean, that race was okay. I think it's in kind of the middle of the pack with the rest of the field. Doesn't really stand out, but it wasn't a bad effort by any means. I mean, you got Ben Thompson up. I don't know. There's no vet record on this horse at all. It's not like, nothing is kind of said like, oh, this horse was injured or anything along those lines. I haven't dug too far into the, you know, horse record or anything like that, but like, you don't see a vet record. So I'm not sure why that horse is hung up. Um, I mean, kind of concerns, right? Like David Hall doesn't really run well off of long layoffs like that. I think he's like 1 for 34 running off, kind of long. So I don't know. I thought that horse probably needed one. Jimmy Orman is 1 for 50 going 1400 here.
so he's due.
Yes, it definitely do. So, I mean, look, you're getting 72 to 1. If you think that horse has anything, I'm not going to talk you off of 70 to 1. But there's reasons to think he, is deserving of somewhere around that price.
So I know we've talked about Brittany Wong already, but if there was ever a Matt Brittany Wong horse, I think in race 5 we might got it. You got the low weight with a good draw, and Brittany Wong last time she got this horse on the front end was able to win, albeit it was in Class 5. So you're going to be at 110 pounds in this race, on what's probably the speed in this race, drawn in the 3 post. I I don't know. I kind of like the 14 chances in this spot. So obviously a horse I'm going to use in here. Um, I don't know what else did you kind of see in this race?
I thought it was kind of a buckshot race to me, right? I think if I had to pick a horse out of this, I picked the one, King Profit, and that's just one that I thought, could run kind of well off the layoff. I thought trials looked okay coming in. I thought 20 to 1 off a horse that's been laid up for, since last January. Maybe. I think the other thing that was enticing was Alex Pouchin was the one riding, and that to me is like, your Vinny Shemino off angle in a way, right? Like it's one of those jockeys that just, again, he's not riding here anymore because of his performance, and not that Ellis Wong is the best jockey in the colony, but he's certainly not Alex Pouchin. So I thought that was one that was, at least intriguing off the layoff. I think I ended up using like 4 other horses underneath between the 2, the 4, the 5, and the 6. I thought both first time starters could potentially show something in here. Just again, kind of a race that didn't inspire too much confidence in my bet. So, 6 was Zach off a short turnaround, maybe. And, I thought the 2, Rizeki, same sort of thing. It looks like one of those horses that's been kind of moving forward consistently. Like the figs are going up and the class is coming down. Those are horses I think that, are going to provide some value when, on my figs, he's moving forward and kind of getting into class 4, continuing to drop weight down to 129 now. At some point, it looks like a horse that's going to find his level. So was kind of inspired by that too. But again, I'm pretty wide in there because there's not a ton of confidence, I think, in bet King Profit, although I'll probably bet him each way if he stays, I think he was at 17 to 1 or something like that last time I checked. So yeah, you're getting 18 and 5.2. So
yeah. I like the 10 a little bit too, but I don't know if this is a classic. If you didn't go to the wedding, don't go to the funeral kind of thing, right? This is a horse that won last time at 66-1. Um, but this is a horse, like I said, at class 5 at the distance. Obviously, it was at Happy Valley. Was able to get the win there, kind of going wire to wire. Um, if the 14 doesn't get the lead, I think the 10 is your leader here. But you got to kind of question what happened last time, um, where the horse basically broke dead last from the outside post, but still won, right? So is Alexi Bedell going to take this horse back and just kind of let Brittany Wong go? Or is he going to be kind of aggressive and, try with the good post and try and, maybe just get the rail and kind of hold on to it? So, but that last race, I mean, Speed Pro liked it. So I'll use that one. So I'll be 3 wide here. I'll use the 1, the 10, and the 14. So I'm going to go ahead and get my pick 3 ticket in before I forget. 110-14 here. And then 14-8-5. Oh, Young Bravos. It's so funny. 99-1 on the morning line. Which doesn't mean anything. I mean, it means even less, I think, in Hong Kong than it does at other places. And then I think I was going to use the 1 and the 2 in this race. 1, 2. We'll do a little $2 play. It's a $36 play. Got 1, 2 with 5, 8, 14 with 1, 10, 14. And we'll have a little 1, 2 Quinella. 1, 2 Quinella. Do that. Get a win bet on this one. And we'll have a small each way bet on this 2. All right. Give all that money back in that first race.
There you go. That's the way to do it.
What do you end up with here then? What we got 3 minutes to post. What are your bets here in this race?
Yeah, so I was 4-9 with, actually I think I'm going to add in the 5 there, so I'm probably going to be 4-5-9 with 5-6-12 with the 1 as an A in race 5, and then probably a much lighter ticket to the 2, 4, 5, and 6. So I'm pretty wide in there, but type that out in chat just so you didn't have to write all that down.
Whoa, 14. Oh, I didn't have num. I'm like sitting here. I'm like, why is nothing typing?
Just jamming on the keyboard.
Apparently, numlock is just like off.
Why does that key exist? There's got to be a reason for it. I'll look that up after. Remind me.
I mean, I'm sure it made sense, back in the 70s, but yeah, there's my pick 3. I put that up in on the ticker there. Oh, John Massey, he's taking a shot on the 3, third up, second at the lower level, small stretch shot from 7 furlongs to 8. Never mind, didn't realize 5-2. Yeah,
mentioned this price for everything, so
there is a price for everything. I do not think that that's the price on that 3. I like I said, I like the 3. That's a horse that I've definitely bet before, but yeah, that's just way too short. Like I said, I much prefer I like the 3, but I much preferred the 1 at that price. Paul likes the 14.
Kind of surprised Zach didn't take more money in here. I don't know. I mean, 4-1, I guess is the right price, but
on the 5.
Yeah.
Let's pull up the tote here. Yeah. I mean, he should be your third choice. Actually, I think the one's going to take some money late. It's currently 9-2, but I could probably see him coming down to 4-1. He's taking a lot of money in the place line. I'll tell you the two. Like I said, man, 28-1 on this two, I think, or 27-1 on this two. You're getting 7-1, almost 8-1 on the place line. I'm not mad at it. We'll see if we can get through this leg here with the one and the two.
I gotta hope this four has some form first up. We'll see.
Tom likes the three. Tom Woods on the three, the five, the nine, and the six.
I already played back my double race four, so that's a sign how confident I am.
That's how you know you're like, screw it. It's like no one likes any of my horses in here.
I was like, it's late. I don't need to pass out and not bet my shit. So, but
you know what's funny is I want to say it was Tommy Massis who told me this, but he does the opposite that what we do, like what the normal average horse player does, which I think is brilliant, right? Because what happens when we lose leg one of the pick five? What do?
I always play it back, right?
We play it back to pick four, right? You know what he does when he hits leg one of the pick five? He runs back to pick four.
Yeah, that's the way you're supposed to do it, right?
Yeah. And it's just like it's funny because it's like we're like, oh, we lost leg one, and then he's like, if I lose leg one, he's like, well, screw it. Like he's like, I'll figure out a different way to make money. I'll play exactas and with my other opinions or something like that. And it's just like, oh, that's actually probably the smart way to do it, right? When you're seeing the ball well, you press it, or when you think and but we use the pick four and pick three as defensive tools instead of offensive tools. Which
human nature. You're really not supposed to do that. Yeah, for exact reason, right? Like when you're seeing the ball right, you're supposed to hit them hard when you have opinions, right? It's the name of it.
Oh baby, my two's taking money late. The 2, the 6, the 14, all taking money late here. The 3's floating up, actually. The 3 floated up to like 7-2.
Someone just flipped. I don't know who went over backwards, but I don't know if they're going to back him out. Yeah, they're backing him out.
Did they flip?
Are they? Maybe.
The jock on the 4 is like, oh, no, I'll stay on here. What's going on here?
I don't have the sound on. I don't know who went over backwards there, but there's your 14.
Oh, it's the 14. The 14 took a bunch of money. They're running that horse. The vet.
Yeah, anytime they back him out, like he's got the green flag in the hand though. Yeah. Good to go.
Yep,
wow.
Yep, green flag.
I don't know that I've seen the yellow flag before. I don't know what that's for, but
it's like, maybe.
Like I've seen that red, but like the yellow flag is new this season.
We'll let him run, but
first money
run
only.
Well, we'll just we'll. Luke Ferraris doing. Oh, he's doing better than Brittany Wong. He
was inside the 6 path. So
yeah, but he knows he's got one plan. I'm getting 6-1 on this one. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Oh, the place line got hammered on my 2 as well. What the hell? Maybe someone smarter than me saw something.
It's just
Hopefully it's not.
everyone.
Hopefully it's not people watching us.
they'll, they'll learn. Uh,
It's
it's
Nick
just everyone
Severs.
middle
Nick
moving.
Severs.
Yeah,
He put all his reffing money
just
on this
wailing the
too.
Hong Kong lines.
Yeah.
All right, everyone made a middle move except this 4. So
I mean, this one is chilling.
yeah, he's gone probably. This is a lot of ground to make up, given that first race went.
5 cut the corner pretty well.
Maybe this 4 has some run. Not enough
4 is
run.
not turning his head.
Not enough run. This one is gone. Come on, get through that hole though. Get through that hole. Come on. Nah, it's not gonna get there.
Wire, yes.
Fuck. That 4 was so loaded at the price. Fuck me. God damn it.
I have no idea where my fucking 2 was. Who the fuck bet that horse? Like, why is that horse paying $5 on the place line? Who's doing that?
Well, I made place money on that 4. What did I get for the place line on that 4? That sucks. Man.
8-1 or 7-1. $8.
Yeah, all right. That sucks. That horse was held up. That horse was fucking.
John Massey saying Ferraris riding like Jawa today. Nick Seaver saying so loaded. Dude, the 6, man. Tough luck if you had that 6 too. That 6 look, and he was coming too. And he was 10-1. No, it's a good start to pick 3.
Yeah, you're live. I'm already well positioned to run back my double.
Well, yeah, I mean, you kind of did it to yourself by playing the double before.
I mean, look, I can't be. I don't know. It sucks when you cap them well, and it's like you got a 30-1 shot that it's deep close and that runs into trouble in the stretch. It's like, and you know the problem with those, right? Like you don't hit them the first time, they're not going to be around the second time. So
yeah,
everyone's going to see the same stuff than you did. So
yeah,
can't even play it back. But
yeah, that's the thing. Like I said, like there's that horse I like in what was it? It was one of the horses I was talking about. He was 99-1. It was like 60-1 last time out, right? And now like he looks good, but he's going to be 10-1 in this race, this next race.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But
Oh well.
12. Your 12's taking a ton of money next race.
Yeah, he's gonna go off favored. Yeah. So I think that's 6. I mean, I think I posted the 5, but I think that 6 is probably gonna end up being the play for me on the
Audacious Pursuit.
Yeah, I mean the trial was good, right? Like, it was impressive to me. I think that horse is gonna show something else, but
yeah,
again, you got to catch him before everyone else does. So. Well, I got 8-1 for finishing 3rd. It's not so bad. So.
Well, honestly, the only race we haven't talked about tonight is actually race 7. Did you have any kind of opinion in this the 1,000-meter race here?
No, it's a 1,000-meter race, so I don't really have opinions. Well, let me go to the race here. Who did I pick? I think I wanted to try the first up horse, the 11, Superb King. I thought a horse that trialed okay, has had at least has some speed, right? So it's going to be kind of forward. I don't know how these 1,000-meter races are going to go, but I do think has shown some ability. I think kind of wasn't asked in that 1,000-meter trial last up. Had a good time. So TBD there. I mean, I'm not one to kind of hawk trial times, but again, one I thought that probably has some ability there and can, at least run it off at 115. Can maybe show something, because I forget what weight they run off in trials, but like it's one of those things where you see him kind of fading back, and you're like, oh, that horse doesn't have fitness, but then you realize, hey, they're running, they're running at a heavier weight when they're actually running those trials. So that was where I was going to go. The other horse I went to in there, I think, was the 9 Wonder Star, and that's kind of back to the well for me. That's again one of those horses that I've been off for a while. I probably just picked the 2 horses that are going to duel themselves into oblivion on the 1,000 meters, and you're going to end up setting up for a closer. But I don't know. I thought at least that at the price, running off at 116, this horse hasn't run 1,000 meters before, and you see what it's kind of been doing. It's been fading out. Maybe 1,000 meters is what it wants. Maybe turns are what's kind of been shafting the horse's chances. So those are kind of my 2 A's in there. I think I like the 4 a little bit as well, and We Are Hero, just kind of trying to play that stand side rail line. But I don't know, that really hadn't borne out after the first 1,000 meter race. I thought that bias that I thought was there probably isn't just yet. So wait for the track to harden up a little bit after that. But yeah, most of my money I think will be through the 11 there, like an each way play, and maybe a double out of there, the 9 and 11 into race 8.
Yeah, I feel like I have to do it. I got to play the meme double. I think I got to double Brittany into Brittany. I think we're going to play a 13-2 double in the spot. Brittany's drawn on the close to the outside rail, going 1,000 meters. Meep meep, try and do her best Roadrunner impression and see what we can get there. But yeah, I mean, we actually handicapped all the races going through this, so and I'm out of beer, so I think we should probably wrap up. But thank you guys for hanging out with us. It's always fun to do these. Always appreciate the chat, people coming in here, hanging out, and watching us play a couple of races live. And I got a little pick 3 live going through here. Matt's running back the double, and then he's
I got a double left starting in race 4. So
he's placing his pick 1 bet in race 5 already. Before anything goes. But
yep.
Obviously, check us out at ontherwronglead.com, at wrong_lead on Twitter. I am at Cherry Drank. Matt is at Slow and Steadied. He's always got his picks posted on Twitter, so you can always check that stuff out ahead of time. He does Happy Valley too. But yeah. Have a good weekend, guys. If you haven't, obviously check out our friends at AM Wager. Check out our friends at DRF. Check out our friends on the Thursday night stream that we already did. Check that out. We got picks from Keeneland for the rest of the weekend. So have a good weekend, guys. Let's make some money.